Hello and welcome to Gundam of Gundams. I am one of your hosts. I'm Josh.
This is Amy.
We're here to talk about Gquuuuux or Gquacks, whatever, however you pronounce that.
Quack, 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 quack.
Do the Gordon Bombay up in here.
Yes.
All right. Let's just start with the general overview. This is pretty much a what-if story.
So what happens if Zeon actually did win the war, but it all starts off with one singular event? Do we want to go into spoilers now? Or maybe add a spoiler disclaimer just in case we talk about some things?
Let's do let's save that for the actual spoiler section.
Okay, well, without giving anything away, an event changes where the eventual victors of the one-year war from 0079 will change. And then, of course, after that, we follow the new characters and basically the world that they live in, which we haven't seen too much of, but hopefully we'll see later on in the future.
Yeah, that's pretty much the crux of it. Let's talk about the animation first. For me, the animation looked best in the first part, like the one-year war segments.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see some of the updated stuff and just seeing it in a little bit more updated animation. Of course, 0079 has its fair share of animation mishaps, which is funny. Like, don't get me wrong, it is still a great show, and the animation is still really good at points, but there are points where it gets a little funky. We'll just say that.
That gif of the Gundam cutting up the Gao's wing.
Yep. The pizza cutting gif.
The pizza meme. The music. Not gonna lie, when it plays like music that plays during the original Gundam series, I was like ear to ear smiling.
That was really good. And you know what? The songs that they had for the new sections too are pretty good. We're gonna have to see how the openings and stuff and endings are animated, but for right now, it's pretty decent. So
Yeah, the music's pretty decent. I can't quite recall much of the music towards like the actual like like the part that's not during the one year war, but that's probably just because I'm still thinking about that first part.
yeah, the post 1 year war stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you do get the soundtracks at the end of the actual movie itself, so that does help you remind you of them. But like I said, they're not. I mean, they're pretty decent songs too. So we'll see how they fit in. If they're going to be, I can't say if they're. I can't remember if they're the actual opening or endings that are going to be presented to us in the series. But either way, they were some kind of. They were pretty good being added in there.
Yeah. I don't have any complaints about the music at all. It's just I just haven't heard it enough yet.
Yeah, and it'll help definitely when you actually get to the regular series and not have to compare it to the 1 year war ones, which are the ones that are just iconic. So
Yeah, I think that's all about the music. The characters. Can't really say much about the characters yet.
yeah, there's spoilers for the 1 year war in the characters. You see some reoccurring faces, so you'll probably have some fangasms here and there. And then the new characters themselves. For me, it's hard to say just because we've only been with them for a while, just a little while. So I want to see them more in the series, whether it's Machu or any of the other ones. We just don't know too much about them yet, so it'll be interesting to see how they're handled in the series.
Yeah. I have some concerns about the characters, but we'll leave that towards like the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just want to go into spoilers.
Spoilers.
All right. If you don't care about spoilers, continue watching. If you do care about spoilers, then
Go watch it.
yeah, then go watch it.
Or you guys have to wait till April when it comes out.
All right. So, Spoilers. Char still's the Gundam.
Yay! I'm sorry, but that's like the most monumentous change is that he's the one who goes into side 7, and then of course, I think it's Jean that gets left behind because his Zaku's not functioning.
So funny. At some point in Gquuuuuux, I want to see Gene at a bar, just like
Yeah, we were talking
complaining.
about that. Or like have him in the battle, the clan battle, and have him, act all high and mighty, which would be really freaking hilarious.
Oh man. Oh, we almost forgot
Hmm.
the title card.
Da-na-na.
Doo-doo-doo.
Da-na-na. Which, going back to the music, yeah, it's all 0079 music from the original series for that first part, and it was it was really cool.
Yeah, and there are so many iconic poses that the Gundam ends up doing that like it's just pure fan service, but I love it.
Well, I've seen it too. Like people have compared it already, and like a lot of shots are just mirrored. So it's like it's literally a mirror universe of basically Char getting the Gundam versus Amuro. So it's really cool. It's a
Yeah.
really nice lot of nice callbacks. Well, at the same time, it's still a new story though, so you still have a lot to build off of. I kind of wish we saw the whole war actually with
Oh yeah,
Char.
I would have been satisfied with the whole series about alternate 1 year war.
Yeah, and then because you jump basically from him stealing the Gundam, and then of course you see them capture the white base, which is not the white base anymore.
That's the Sodon or whatever.
But basically, you jump from there, and then it's already basically close to the end of the war when they like kind of backtrack with everything. So you don't get to see anything that happens on Earth. You get little mentions of people. Uh, Garma's not in the military anymore, so he's still alive. I think technically the only zombie that did die was Dozel. So rest in peace, Dozel.
Yeah, he dies again.
He never gets to see Minerva get her boyfriend.
It's a canon event, Amy.
Apparently, I guess. I guess so.
Yeah, but it is very interesting considering the Federation still make that push even though they don't have the Gundam.
Yeah, with the light cannons. So they still probably have some Gundam technology, but of course they don't have the data that Amara would have provided them so long ago. So yeah, you could tell it's like just everything that should have happened with the Earth forces is just kind of at a standstill.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's how it ends. Like the Earth Federation is probably just only on Earth.
Yeah, from what we know, because Solomon that they captured was kind of obliterated in the Zek Nova, the new type phenomenon that Char gets caught up in. And then, of course, Luna 2 got taken over by Xeon, so. And then, just from 0085, when we go into the future, it looks like Xeon pretty much has control of any colonies, even Side 6, who are technically neutral, I guess, but
Yeah,
not
they're
really.
technically neutral, but they have like military police using Zaku's.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. That's one of the things I want to see later on in kind of the world is how Xeon is, I guess, influencing not only Side 6 and then, of course, the rest of space, but then, like you said, is the Earth Federation only on Earth? We don't exactly know right now, so.
Yeah, and we should probably explain what happened to Solomon. So basically, the Earth Federation captures Solomon like normal.
Sayla apparently takes down Dozel.
Apparently, and they're losing their ground in space. So in order to like just take down Xeon as a last ditch effort.
Yeah, it's essentially that's the last thing they can do in space
Yeah,
because I'm sure Luna 2 probably is just going to get overrun pretty soon.
yeah. What they end up doing is they try to drop Solomon on Granada.
Yep, where Cassilia is, and that was the plan. But Shar sends in his group with the Soden, and their plan is to basically explode Zaku's around Solomon and change it off course, kind of like a Shar's counterattack thing, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, where they like detonate like the different reactors and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So we figure out that Shar is he has second plans about that.
Yeah, he's just gonna like get rid of one of the exploding Zaku's and let Solomon hit Granada to take out Xeon, and the Federation's kind of done anyway, so it kind of works in his favor.
Yeah, it seems like he and Shalia Bull now, I think they're on the same page of probably taking over from the zombies afterwards, because it seems like he knows about it, so we'll see what happens too in the future of that. Who knows, if Shalia A is going to find Shar, because we don't know exactly what happened to him. And B, if they do go around and exacting revenge, because we know a whole bunch of zombies are still alive.
But yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Shar goes missing because of the Zeke Nova, which is pretty much just a mirror of the ending of Shar's counterattack.
Yeah, the new type phenomenon looks a little bit different, but it's probably animation style too, because we see it later on during 0085 with the Machu stuff. She calls it the Pika Pika, the Sparkle Sparkle, or not Pika Pika. Sorry, it's oh gosh, now what is it that it's called? Not Pika Pika, because Pika Pika would be Spark Spark or something.
Yeah, that would also be Pikachu.
Yes. And it's also yeah. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I have to go back to my notes for this one. You want to talk about something else while I check that?
Sure. Basically, the plot around the time skip in 0085 is pretty much Machu is just kind of bored and and kind of gets involved in illegal mobile suit battles.
I'm sorry. It's the Kira.
Oh, Kira. Okay.
So it is still Sparkle Sparkle. Pika is a different one, but like still, it's the Kira. So that Kira for that new type reaction is a little different, but at the same time, it's still kind of the same. You could hear the la la sound in there.
Yeah.
So that's a speculation. There is like just the mystery of like what the Rose of Sharon that disappears in Xeon's facility on Granada. So we don't know exactly who or what that is.
I'd say it's a pretty good guess that it's Lala.
Yeah, and then in this timeline, Char wouldn't have met her, so probably assume that's who is talking to him, because he's like, "Who are you?" or something like that.
Yeah.
We don't know. I've seen some theories out there that it's Lala like transversing through all these like Gundam multiverses or something after her death, because she talks about seeing time, which is what Char also says. But you would assume she's also somewhere in this Gquuuuuux universe, so who knows? Is she the test subject, or what's going on with that?
Yeah. I would assume that Char would have already met her, since that seems to be the like the implication in the original series, that like she's met him before, like we're introduced to her at Side 6.
And we know for sure that's how it happens in the origin.
Yeah. Maybe it's like Char never picked her up from Side 6.
Maybe.
So he wouldn't really know who's communicating with him.
Maybe. We also know that the Elmeth and then like any like Gelgoogs and stuff stop development too, just because they kind of go backwards and take the Gundam technology to start making their own.
Yeah, they're pretty much making things that look like gyms or GMs or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, we at least saw one on the Soden. I remember that.
Yeah.
And there was like one Dom, and then the rest were Zaku's. So Yeah, they're trying to just take that Gundam technology and make new suits out of it. So we haven't even seen like the full extent of that in the Xeon army either. I mean, we have the Gquuuuuux now,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the newest model, but we don't know if like more GM looking things came out or anything like that. So
Yeah. Um, let's see. You're trying to think what else before the time skip,
that's a good
because
question.
there is so much
Yeah.
in that like first part
Well,
that I'm just like, ah.
you get so many Easter eggs too. You see a whole bunch of pilots that Amuro ended up killing.
Oh yeah,
Like, the Big Row,
Slender.
yeah. You get the Zaccarello guy. So there's a lot of pieces to pick through, and of course later on in the future, I don't want like the whole like series for me to like center around like old characters, but definitely seeing them how they are living and stuff in 0085 now that they're actually alive would be nice to see. Because like Rumba Raw, man, we don't know what happened to him. He was on Earth. Is he still there, or is he, back at his bar? I don't know.
Back at that bar at Side 3 with all of his men and Hammond.
Yeah, I mean, Kozun didn't get blown out of the ship with that bazooka, so.
Let's fast forward to 0085. Um, Shalia Bull is still looking for Char and the Red Gundam. And it seems like he's kind of in his own unit.
Yeah, it seems like he has like some kind of special privilege to just basically hunt the Red Gundam. So
Yeah.
that's why we also don't know what else Xeon is doing at this point. Hopefully we'll see it. I mean, I would assume we're going to get out of Side 6 at some point. Hopefully.
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 Yeah, and he's given permission to use the Gquuuuuux, but not particularly the Saikamu unit. I am already forgetting the name of the guy who originally piloted the Gquuuuuux.
Like Oliver or something? Let me check it
Yeah,
out.
it's something like that. Okay, so Shalia Bull has a feeling that the Red Gundam is at Side 6, and so he sends him out to go find it. Meanwhile, Machu is kind of running into. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting people's names.
Which one?
The girl with the purple hair.
Oh, Nyan, I think his name.
Yeah, Nyan. There we go. It's like cats. Okay.
Nyan. Xavier was the name of the pilot.
Xavier's looking for the Red Gundam. Meanwhile, Machu has run-ins with Nyan, and she's like smuggling pretty much key cards to use weapons in mobile suits.
So it seems like Xeon sold off a lot of like their old Zaku's after the 1 year war, probably to make some money back. Especially they don't have any ties to Earth probably, so they're not getting any minerals or anything from Earth anymore. So that would make sense that they would have to start selling off some stuff. So Zaku's are being sold to just civilians, but the actual key card for battle or like the keys for it are being taken out, so they can't use weapons. So that's what she ended up smuggling in that one instance, and I guess the second instance too. So
yeah, and pretty much Machu following Nyan around. They both end up in kind of like this junker part of Side 6. And they end up getting interrupted by Xavier fighting the Red Gundam.
Yeah, so that part of the colony looks like kind of like basically a slum. So I think they talk about a whole bunch of refugees inside 6, which I think earlier on they still say that the solar ray was made. So yeah, that would make sense. There's a lot of refugees out in space because they got displaced for sure.
Oh, what's her name? Seema from Stardust Memory.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was her colony.
Oh.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe she'll show up there.
She's still, hopefully she's a pirate, because then
Yeah,
we can,
maybe. Who knows?
the other colony for Operation British would have still gotten cast, and that's where she was. So
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, they're in this place that looks like the real world from Ready Player One, and
yeah, it kind of does actually. I mean, it's lots of people in a really destitute part of town, that's for sure.
yeah, and the Gundams end up fighting right in that part of town, and the military police come to see what's going on. Now the Red Gundam gets away.
It's kind of almost like the Phoenix.
Yeah,
We don't know if I think Shuji is his name.
yeah,
The other character that we introduced to. We don't know if he's piloting at that point, which is a good question. Because we do hear him say that the Gundam is speaking to him. So, yeah, just so many souls stuck in mobile suits in Gundam
yeah.
or something like that. I don't know, just possibility here.
The Phoenix, the Blue Destiny, so many.
But that first incident did remind me more of like a Phoenix kind of thing, where it's just been kind of traveling around, and maybe Shuji just kind of came into possession of it afterwards. Who knows? But
Yeah. Basically, Machu, in order to try and save the people that Nian was trying to get the card to, she goes and boards like the Zaku that they're trying to hide for some reason.
their battle Zaku.
Yeah, like their illegal battle Zaku, and the military police see her right away, and I can see that yeah, she wants to help. At the same time, she doesn't have mobile suit experience, it seems like. And you're dealing with military police who are willing to tear roofs off of houses just to look for illegal mobile suits.
Well, obviously, with the Zaku, she doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, she gets her butt kicked with the Zaku. And then the battle leads to like the underground tunnels. And they run into Xavier and the Gquuuuuux, which are kind of crashed there because he crashed it.
Yeah, he's not a very good pilot.
Yeah, he's not a very good pilot.
Not like I guess he's not horrible. Flanagan's school is still going, so.
Yeah, like for someone who was like top of the Flanagan Institute, not very good. Yeah, so the military police focuses after Xavier while they're focusing on him. Machu gets in the Gquuuuuux.
Then,
Yeah, she pretty much kind of accidentally and kind of not beats up the military police.
And that's when you kind of first see the Kira on that side.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Do you hear like the ocean sounds and stuff too? Kind of like how Char heard it? I can't remember.
Maybe I'd have to hear it again. I definitely heard the La La.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was that weird space ocean when Lala died, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's that sound, but.
Yeah, there was the Kira, and then she's a lot better at piloting it. And apparently only she was able to activate the Saikamu.
Yeah, the Omega Saikamu, wherever it's called.
Yeah.
So the red one has the Alpha, and then this one has the Omega one.
It's really odd how she only she can activate the Omega Saikamu and not Xavier.
I wonder if Xavier might be like an artificial new type, maybe?
Maybe.
It's a possibility, but it seems like Machu is like an actual new type,
Yeah.
since she has seen the whole Kira thing. And I'm assuming too that Suji is probably a new type as well, since he's the one going around painting all the Kira images on the colony.
Yeah.
What it exactly means, we don't know. I don't know yet.
I don't know either.
Because they don't even address the fact that Machu got that weird text message too at the beginning of like the 085 segment on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
That cryptic message. So we don't know if that's a Xeon thing. Is it a new type thing that's coming from the Gundam? We don't exactly know.
Yeah. I think that's the end of that segment of the movie. The next segment would be when I'm sorry. It's when Machu ends up in the guild battle.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she meets Shuji first, and then she just sees him painting that stuff, and then he shows her the red Gundam. But yeah, they ask her if she wants to be a part of the clan battle, especially since they saw how she handled the Gquuuuuux, and now that the clan has the Gquuuuuux, the I think it's Pomeranians or something is what they call it
yeah.
themselves.
And they call themselves the Pomeranians.
So she's basically invited back to do a clan battle, but she has to find a Mav, which all I
Yeah,
could think was Top Gun when we heard that.
you'd be my wingman any day.
Especially how Shalia Bull talks about how he and Char were Mavs, and basically they made the whole system.
Yeah,
It just made me laugh so much.
yeah. But first, Nyan is trying to get Shuji like a battle card because I guess his broke.
Yeah, like he ordered it from her or something.
Yeah,
Well,
and
he ordered it from her bosses, and then
yeah, she delivered it.
yeah,
Machu messes up the payment.
bloop, right in the river.
Yep, right in the river. It's like, my gosh, can't you can't just let people do their business first. Jeez. Which, by the way, like at this point of the movie, like Shuji like legit sniffs Machu's and Yan's hair,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, what is this guy, like young Joe Biden? What's going on?
He's gotta get that scent. I don't know. I think it's like this whole new type thing where I think that's why he asked them that she's seen it, or I guess inquires about it, that she's seen the Kira Kira.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that is weird that he has a new type nose, I guess. So
And you know what? New type dolphins are a thing.
they are, yeah, exactly, they are. So yeah, in order to I guess pay for the battle key that Yan was gonna give Shuji, they basically team up for the clan battle to get some money. So that's kind of where the last segment of the movie goes into.
Yeah. There's not really much to say about the battle. They kind of get their butts kicked at first because Machu doesn't really know what she's doing. And then once they kind of link up with each other kind of psychically, then
Then it starts working out way better.
yeah, like it starts working out way better for them.
I still have to watch more of the series. I like the Red Gundam design way more than I like the Gquuuuuux one. I don't know why. I think the Gquuuuuux just looks a little too far off from the regular Gundam that I'm used to, but at the same time, it could grow on me. I can't really tell at this point. So I'm gonna keep my reservations for the Gquuuuuux until later. I already pre-ordered the high grade Red Gundam, so.
Yeah, kind of same for me. I don't really like the Gquuuuuux, which, by the way, even the characters in the show don't know how to pronounce this thing.
Well, it is a placeholder, right? They said that from the clan mechanics, right? They said it's a placeholder, like all the U's, and so it's like
Yeah.
supposedly supposed to have a name. So, hey, maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I just like my mobile suits kind of boxy, you know?
I don't. I don't like. I like kind of pointed. I like kind of curved stuff. Not like too round, not too boxy. But I don't know. I'm still trying to like get my head around it. I mean, because you can kind of see like when the face opens up, like it's a Gundam.
Yeah.
But I'm still
But
working
like the
through it.
legs and stuff is
Yeah.
just so weird.
Yeah.
And when I mean boxy, I mean like the RX-78 or something. Not like not like a mech made out of like a fridge or something.
The double setup.
Yeah, I don't really like the Gquuuuuux. The reimagining of the RX-78, it took a little bit of time but I think I finally understand like the part that I don't like about it. It's
Hmm.
the head. I'm kind of fine with everything else. It's just the head I don't like.
You talking about the eyes or something you didn't like?
Yeah,
What do you think about like the Zaku's that we saw? I mean, they're kind of basic Zaku designs. At the same time, they have a lot more vents and a lot more. They're not streamlined for sure.
yeah, they're not streamlined like
They look more like,
thick.
yeah, they look more thick.
Especially like the thigh area, they look super thick.
They look more industrial. That's a good word I think I could come up with. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't mind it because from its roots, we know that the Zaku was more of an industrial machine first. So
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Like Zaku's were made kind of undercover, so it would look more industrial.
we didn't talk about how the Big Zam got mass produced,
Oh yeah, the Big Zam got mass produced finally.
but Dozel died still.
Dozel didn't live long enough to see it though.
But he did help out Zeon, so I
Yeah.
guess his quote was spot on.
Yeah, it was partially spot on. I mean, what? Like you have the Gundam and the mass
Yeah.
production of it, which apparently Dozel was against for some reason.
Yeah, he had his own ambitions with the Big Zam. So thankfully, though, now I think that Zeon reined in their designs, especially after getting the Gundam, and they focused more on just specific things like one specific mobile armor and one specific mobile suit. Then they probably saved a whole lot of money because they
Yeah.
weren't like spending their resources on a whole bunch of bullshit.
You know, the Big Row, the Grablo, the jack o' lantern looking thing, the Zacharello,
Zacharello.
uh, the Elmeth.
Everything was like a prototype, so nothing
Yeah.
got mass produced. And like the one thing that we did see get produced in the original series was more the Gelgoog, but we know that they didn't even make that many units of that. So it probably did help for them to capture the Gundam and then kind of just rein in what they were doing because their mobile suit production was just all over the place.
See, like, had a bunch of morons in Xeon trying to build a whole bunch of different stuff.
No Kian, Josh.
Yeah, no Gian, no Zeong.
Aw. Well, you know why Char won? Because he had legs this time.
It wouldn't matter if the Zeong had legs, Amy. Stop it. We're not doing this for 10 minutes.
You're in the green.
Yeah, you know how much else has to go right in order to get that ending?
It would help though if the Zeong had legs.
No.
Anyway, so we'll get back to it. We can save that for another time.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a rant or something. Who knows? Let's finish with some concerns because
Mm-hmm.
as much as I liked the movie, especially the first part, there are some concerns I have.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like with characters. Seems like Machu's really only going into mobile suit battles because she's bored.
Yeah, we don't know enough of the world around us in terms of like I said about Xeon, what they're doing with Side 6 or the Earth Forces, so I would assume kind of at this point, like, they're probably close to another conflict. If not, just because it's 0085. The Earth Forces have been doing probably more on their mobile suit research and everything, so has Xeon, so I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Side 6 got caught up into war. I think we were talking about how we didn't want this to be another Witch from Mercury where we kind of get stuck at the school. Something happens and then just immediately we go back to school. And it's like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, like let's go back to the very interesting thing, but no, like, gee which it always ended up going back to school right after something like cool happened.
And I don't mind, the clan battles being like the starting point for this to, get Machu some training and stuff to become a better like pilot.
Yeah.
But we can't stay there forever. There's just so many different things that need to get solved We have so many mysteries. We don't know, like I said, what's going on Earth that need to be addressed through the series. And I don't think we have an episode count yet, so we don't know how much is going to be covered and everything. So
Especially if you know like old characters from the original anime. Do you really think Gurren is gonna be satisfied with just having all of space, pretty much?
yeah, does he have his solar ray pointed down at Earth right now? Because that happened in Gurren's Green. I'm just saying.
I don't know. They never say anything about it.
Because we know it got produced, so we don't know how. Like, we don't even know if, say, Dagwin is more running the show right now either.
Yeah, Dagwin would still be alive.
Because we know that he wasn't killed. We don't know what General Revel, if he's still around in the Earth Forces, if he's still, kind of the number one general down there. We don't know if people from 85 are going to show up, like Boscombe or, Jamaican. I don't know. So there's too many loose ends here because we don't know what the situation outside of the colony is.
Yeah. It is interesting how Zeon kind of has a military police and it's kind of acting kind of like the Titans.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's also weird how they're going against all the refugees, especially since they kind of created that situation.
Yeah. And some of the refugees are also ex-Federation soldiers.
True. Yeah, very true. Yeah, so it's a complicated system for sure. So it's gonna take some time to explain what the world is like outside of that, at least that one colony.
Yeah, I just really hope that we don't spend too much time at Side 6.
God, don't pull a double Z again. Those first 5 episodes are just like such a slow burn, man.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that happens in those first 5 episodes of Double Zeta.
And like I said, with this series, I don't think we have an episode count yet. And just with how series are going in general, you might get like 13 episodes for a core. Maybe we'll have a second core. We don't know. That was about how much Witch of Mercury had, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So there's a lot to cover. There is a lot to cover. We have a lot of questions, and especially we don't want. For me, I don't want the 0079 characters to take precedence, but at the same time, you have to explain where they're at.
Yeah, you need to explain where they're at, and for characters like Gurren, they have to be a big part.
Mm-hmm. But you still want to know, like, Machu and Suji and Dion still have to grow somehow too. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a delicate balance.
Like, if I had my way, they would probably end up on the Sodon in some form or another.
Do you just go under Rumba Rolls? Just go under Shalia Bull's ragtag kind of like team?
Yeah, because it does seem like he has his own unit.
It does, yeah. And you have to wonder like how he's gonna confront them after they watch the clan battle on the TV.
Yeah.
'Cause he's really interested in them, so
He's very interested in him, and I'm pretty sure he wants his Gundam back, but
probably.
that's probably like the second thing on his mind, honestly.
Well, plus you have to figure out like why Machu can actually activate the Saikamu too. So
Yeah, like that's probably the first thing on his mind.
he also seems to have like that sixth sense thing going on where he can sense the red Gundam. Maybe he can sense like Char. I don't know. Maybe it's like that whole like Quattro thing / Char thing where he's like, I feel Amuro. I don't know, man.
Amuro, I'm about to do something extremely wicked.
Oh god. So, any more concerns you can think about?
Oh. I'm not quite sure, honestly. I think that's the one big one. Like the other ones were just like about Machu, like as a whole.
She needs more character development.
Yeah, she needs way more character development. Like her motivation can't just be that she's bored.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, maybe war comes to side 6 and she gets more motivation that way. Who knows?
Who knows?
Her mom seems to be in the government, so
Yeah.
I'm sure she has to deal with whatever, zombie and Earth Forces stuff comes in between that and the colonies.
She's the new version of Camille.
Oh, we forgot that Cameron's also there.
Oh yeah, Cameron's also there. He's
alone.
still single.
Apparently in the guidebook, they still explicitly say he's still single, so that's kind of funny. So we don't know if Bright still took Mirai. Who knows?
Who knows? I hope so. They're real good together.
They are. You know, it's funny. We were also talking about how maybe Ryu instead of Slager was the one that helped Sayla take down Dozel.
Ryu has the same fate, but at a different place.
Yeah, it's a good question. We never saw what happened to Denim or Slender or Jean. They were never in the space stuff with the Soden when Char was up there. Wait, no, Jean was, but Slender I don't think was, right?
I'm pretty sure Slender was.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I think it was Jean that we didn't see.
So after his, Zaku malfunction, he just gone.
Yeah, we saw Denim and Slender, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And they're with the Zaccarello pilot and the Big Row pilot.
Yeah.
Then we saw Mulligan, who also was with Char on Earth for that period of time when he was with the Mad Angler group. There's so many people we don't know about, though, man. Rumba Rawl and Boone and...
Yeah, what happened to Lieutenant Boone?
We don't know about Miharu either.
Miharu.
There was the parallels with her and Yan. I think they said the same passcode or something when she was selling her stuff. So you wonder if she's still, if that's still a Xeon thing or...
Yeah, did she die or did she retire? Or is it just an Easter egg?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, there's so many things they could throw in here. Like I said, we don't need to bring Bright back and he be a main character, but just to kind of see where they're at would be nice.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
And of course, we got to figure out what happened to Char.
Char, Sayla too.
Yeah, Sayla was on Solomon.
Yeah, she fought Char for a little bit and fought kind of in quotation marks. It wasn't really much of a fight.
But it looks like she got blasted out of the way before the Kira happened in the Zeknova.
Yeah, and the cave-in.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we have to figure out about Sayla since she was in the military. Is she treated like Amuro now was in the original timeline where essentially they lock her up, or who knows?
Yeah, just house arrest or what's going on.
So we have an overall grade for everything?
So far I might say a B+. I am hesitant to give it an A. Mostly just because it's really only the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, and then we don't even know if the episodes are gonna maybe get some extra footage or something in there.
It would be really nice because there are some parts in it where the editing to me was kind of off.
Not F91 off.
But
yeah.
It's not F91 off. Don't get me wrong. But there are times where you just get put into right back to a scene where you left off, and then you go back to where you are, and
yeah, so it'll be interesting because they did that with the unicorn stuff too, where they had the movies first and even the origin, and then later on they just kind of edited and maybe added in some stuff here and there. So it'll be interesting to see how the series handles the first couple of episodes.
Yeah. What would be your grade?
Probably about the same. All the background stuff, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
To see where they're gonna take it, because this is new territory. We don't know, like I said, what the world is like with Zeon and the Earth Federation. even if you've played Gurren's Greed or something, you've seen those what if scenarios. It's kind of completely different, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Of course, with the whole Evangelion tie-in too, you don't know, like, I don't know if somebody's brains inside the machines or their souls trapped in there. Basically, that was Evangelion was just like the mom souls like trapped in those suits. So it's kind of interesting and weird to think about how those influences could go into Gundam too. So we'll see how that goes, but makes me excited. I just hope we don't get the same disappointment as The Witch from Mercury, where the prologue was really freaking good. And then, we start off
Yeah.
and things were, okay, things would happen. You're like, okay, that's kind of cool.
And
And
it's
then
like, okay, like we're building up, we're
yeah, yeah.
building up, and then we get to like the midpoint, and like it ends really good
Mm-hmm.
on the midpoint, and then it just goes back to school.
Yeah, so after that whole first incident, and then you're like, okay, this could go somewhere. And then it's just like, no, wait, we're back to school. Nothing
Yeah.
really changed that much.
Yeah, we're going back to school. The status quo is just like the status quo is the entire series almost. It seems like.
Yeah, so that would just be my one thing. Just don't drop the ball after a really good setup. Like you have the setup there. Of course, you want to make your other characters, I think, better. Well, I want more background on them and everything, but like, you have a good setup. Just don't drop the ball.
Yeah, and I hope this is kind of a longer series, honestly.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we had confirmation of how many episodes. I might be wrong. Who knows? Later on when after this date that we've recorded, I'm sure we'll get a count eventually because I think it starts in April, but we'll see. We'll see. So far, so good.
Yep, so far so good. If you haven't seen it, see if you can go watch it. It's in theaters. Well, it's in select theaters, I should say.
Yeah, we got to see it in IMAX, so that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty neat.
So yeah, go see it if you can. If not, April's pretty close, so you'll eventually get to see it. So I would suggest looking into it and see how you feel about it. See if you like it, and give it a try. Especially if you're a 0079 fan and just kind of a UC fan in general.
Yeah.
All right, so we sign off.
Yeah, let's sign off. I don't have anything more to add.
I don't either, guys. Just our recommendation: go see it. Hopefully the series turns out well, and that's all we gotta say.
Yep. All right. If you liked this discussion and want to see more, just go ahead and subscribe. We're going to have some gaming content on the channel too.
Gunpla's coming soon too.
Yeah, Gunpla's coming up too. We're going to try to at least get something up every week. That's kind of my goal.
Yeah. Whether it's a episode review, a Gunpla, we'll probably try to keep tabs on when we build, depending on what the grade is. So we'll do that through social media and stuff. So just keep following us, and of course subscribe to us so you know when we have a new video uploaded.
Yep. All right. Well, this has been Gundam of Gundams. This is Josh and Amy signing off.
Bye bye.